All right, we ready to do this?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah.
All right, guys, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, this is Octopath Traveler, Tressa %. Basically, Octopath Traveler...
I have faster loads because I already had it selected at Japanese because anime is superior.
Incorrect. Alright, this is Octopath Traveler. It normally consists of 8 different stories. Today we're going to be bringing you one, and this is Tressa. She is a merchant, and we are taking advantage of her skill, hired help throughout this run.
It's broken, you'll see that soon. But for now, we're just doing introduction stuff. It's nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting.
But I'm Dahms13.
I am TheTinman93.
And I am Jimmy Boy.
And Tin Man and I are the entirety of the NT Speedrun community. We've come here from Darwin. Woo,
yeah.
Darwin, yeah! You didn't need to clap for Darwin. No one claps for Darwin.
Nobody claps for Darwin.
I live there and I don't clap for Darwin.
So yeah, basically to start off, we are encountering the pretty much main character aside from Tressa throughout this run, called Leon, and he's pretty much a trader that's world famous, and he's come to our little port with his crew who have caused some issues, and we're going to go sort them out.
I'm glad you know the story for this game because I've literally never played it casually.
Yeah, I thought it'd be something handy to know.
No. It's a speedrun.
Yeah.
There is no story.
Alright, so in this next screen, we'll be starting to get encounters.
Rip.
And introduction to braking will start. Pretty much braking is hitting an enemy with whatever they're weak to pretty much bring their little shield icon down next to their name to 0, which makes it a lot easier for us to run away. It is a guaranteed if there's only one enemy and they are broken.
And also if they're broken, it also means they take double damage, which is used on the final boss because when we get there we're only like level 10 and you should be level 50.
We'll explain more about the levels and stuff when we head there. For the time being, this is a level 1 area, being an introductory area, so there's nothing really too dangerous here.
So I got 3 encounters on this screen. Optimally you can get 2, but it's all RNG. There is a way that the step counter works in this, but we don't fully understand it. We just know when you sprint it's more likely that you're going to get an encounter, but other than that it's sort of risk it for the biscuit.
Alrighty, so we're heading into the Caves of Maya now. Basically, this is the boss area for the introductory stage. We have to take a fight in here. Shocking, I know. But it's to make sure that we level up, get enough HP, and just refresh everything before we actually head into that fight. The fight itself is scripted because, as per the story, all the pirates are now asleep. And we get the first couple of moves. I think it's 3 turns before they wake up, so unless they're hit they'll stay asleep.
Oh, there's a story to why they're asleep?
Just a question, guys.
Yeah.
Shoot, Jimmy.
Is Tressa really the only character you use for like a speedrun, or is there other categories?
No, so there's 8 characters, hence Octo.
Yeah.
And all of their names actually, the first letter spells Octopath.
A little bit of fun trivia for you
and
there.
all of them do have their own speedruns, if you can call elephants a speedrun. And they all vary in trolliness. But yes, you can run all of them separately, or you can run all of them together and then get to a final boss afterwards. But we just do Tressa because it's the only one we learnt.
But fun fact, pretty much all the speedruns that are involved with Octopath Traveler get Tressa and the next character that we'll be getting called Cyrus as well.
I think all but 2 get Cyrus.
Yeah. Them invasive maneuvers for days. Alright, so this is Mick and Mac. They are our first bosses. Basically what we want to do here in this fight is we want to do as much damage as possible.
And take the least amount of damage possible.
And take it, yeah. Crazy, right?
Wait, that's how you play video games?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But we want to get their shields down to 1 each for the most part of the fight, and then wait till our bar is full up in the top right of our corner, the flashing dots. They are called BP. Now, BP strengthen up our moves and allows us to use them multiple times. So what we want is the bar to be full so that we can pretty much go into like the final phase of the fight and wipe them both out in one fell swoop. What we do here, as I'm about to demonstrate, is do a fully charged trade winds to break Mac. From there, we use the item that we collected in this area called a Thunder Soul Stone. They are
broken.
It will break Mick as well as kill Mac. And then we'll have enough BP there to do another fully charged trade winds to finish off Mick. And that is fight number 1 done.
You can clap for that.
He's been waiting all week to say that.
I'm a host, that's what I say.
So, now that the first fight's over, we start to go and get our second character, Cyrus. But pretty much it's just a whole bunch of running and running from enemy encounters.
Speak into the microphone, Tin Man.
Is that how microphones work?
That is how they work, yes.
Sorry.
I know you're from Darwin and we don't have microphones there.
No, we just we use megaphones still.
We just yell at each other.
But yeah, as you can probably see, we can skip every cutscene in the game. It is a frame perfect trick where if you hold B on any frame in the game, we can skip all cutscenes. It's very precise. So optimally, on the next couple of screens, we will get 2 encounters. Each. You can get gypped on the first screen there and get one right at the end. And it is probably important to note that even if we do everything correctly, RNG can decide to not be on our side, which basically means that we will get an encounter in
I got away
random
first
spots.
try from 2 enemies, yay.
So the fleeing mechanic also has its own little quirks. Basically, you have a % chance to run away, and as you fail each subsequent run attempt, the chance will get greater and greater up until maybe about 3 or 4, which is almost guaranteed.
5 is guaranteed.
5 is there you go. 5 is absolute guaranteed.
So you would have seen on my screen there, I surprised my foe, which is a guaranteed runaway as well, which is always handy, but that is also determined by what level we are, and because, like I said before, we go into the final boss, level 10, the percentage of running away from any of those encounters is almost naught, just because of how underleveled we are. So this is about the only place where we can actually surprise our foes. And then to make up for it, I got surprised.
Yeah, so did I. So I've been surprised by 2 ants, which is it's unlucky, but hopefully we can get away on the first turn here. Nope. So I'll be taking a bit of damage. But again, there's just an RNG element in the game, unfortunately.
And something else to note too is every time we pick up a new character and start a chapter 1, the party does get fully healed as well. So even if he does get away and he is quite weak, once we pick up Cyrus here, he goes into the next section fully healed.
Just a little bit of safety that we take, obviously. So yeah, this is Cyrus. Now he's a huge part of the run as he eliminates a lot of the random encounters that we would otherwise get if we did not have Cyrus. Pretty much all we're doing here is mashing through the menus to say that we do want him in our party, but we don't want to hear his 14-year-long backstory.
Yeah, so in this, once you have finished your first character or your initial character's story, you can skip all of those stories of every other character. So really handy for the speed run. It saves about 8.5 years.
On average.
Give or take.
Yes.
Alrighty, so this is the subterranean study here. We are looking to take 2 of these fights. As we do need to level up to learn a skill for Tressa called
The skill
called Hired Help. Now, pretty much from here on out, we will be abusing hired help in that we have a money route that's pretty... we'll be making it as lenient as possible through what we do. But yeah, we abuse that as it does set damage. It's not based on level, and we can pretty much do a lot of damage late game without being very high level.
How good is Japanese? Anime Sunday's where it's at.
Japanese bad luck for me. Always has.
Now, Tim, man, you said earlier that you use Tressa's mechanic over everyone else's. Did you really explain what her mechanic is that's different to the other characters?
Sure. So basically, as Dahmsy said before, we are not very high level going through any of these fights, especially later on. These fights are pretty stock standard early game, but later on, they're quite high level, and we essentially we should not be there. So what happens is we need a way to do a lot of damage without obviously being very high level. That's where Tressa's skill comes in that she can pay for mercenaries essentially to come in and
Do damage for us.
As Dahmsy just...
So the good thing about that is this move doesn't scale with your level, unlike your other moves. So we, just depending on how much money we spend, we can do maximum damage. So that's why we can beat the game at level 10, is because these moves don't scale. Oh yeah, finish the second boss, you can clap for that.
And done. So yeah, as we're moving forward, now we are going to go through a segment called tagging and buying. Do you want to explain that one?
So this one is, most people think when you're playing this game, you just run and get, all your characters and then do what you need to do. But with this, what we're doing is we go and tag towns and stuff that we need to travel back to, because it's quicker to do it that way, and then continue south. So we do that, and we also go and pick up some new jobs. So there is a mechanic in this game that everyone has a primary job. You can get a second job and equip it to every person. So what we're actually doing is going to get a warrior skill for Cyrus to make him a chonky boy. And we are going to get the merchant skill so that we can have 2 Tressas.
Alright, so now we're both heading into the first lot of RNG heavy unfortunateness in this run.
Well, yes, but this is the only grinding that we have in the entire JRPG,
yep.
So...
all things considered, we're quite lucky.
Yeah, it's about anywhere between 4 and 6 encounters that we take here, depending on how bad our luck is. Sometimes it can just be 2. But what we're doing here is we're trying to get enough JP or job points so that we can get a passive skill on Cyrus called evasive maneuvers, which means that we don't have to... or it actually... Between doubles and triples, what's the word I'm looking for? Evasive maneuvers?
Oh yeah, so doubles and triples, the evasive, pretty much...
the encounter counter.
Yeah, the encounter rate.
Encounter counter.
It pretty much lessens our chance of running into an encounter. The encounter rate fills up as a bar pretty much. That's been discovered ever since the port to PC.
But we can't see it.
But we don't physically have it there.
Oh,
and Dahmsy got a Battletoad.
So this is quite a rare encounter, but it's actually not... You can't beat this guy, so... See, I just run and he's just gonna chonk me hard.
Is that due to you just being too low leveled, or...?
Yeah, this guy's just really strong in this area. So you can see there, he does 1,500 damage per hit.
He's a rare encounter, and even the item we need to use to beat this encounter, he won't be beaten by it at all. He's just not affected, so you can't physically win that fight. And there's another one that's pretty much a couple of owls.
Yeah, Hootie and the Blowfish. So what we do want in here optimally is either a Kate, which is a cat that looks like Garfield, or worms. I got frogs. Frogs are okay. We can kill them, but I was caught by surprise, which means I'll probably die again.
This is probably the worst screen early game for us. There's just nothing you can do here. You just have to rely on RNG to come through for you, but unfortunately it likes to spit in your eye. And you could be stuck here for a minute or so. You can just lose time.
Yeah, generally the encounter you want isn't overly uncommon, so normally, a couple of deaths here. Like if we were actually doing proper runs, we would reset here, but because of this game's autosave feature, you just start at the previous screen transition you went through, so we don't, there's very few deaths in this game that lose us a lot of time.
Nice.
Yay!
Well, I got into Whistlewood with no encounters, and now I've got 3 frogs.
You deserve it. Nothing but the best for you.
Thanks, mate.
So what we need here, the level we're looking at, this is the encounter we want, is 2 ants and a pig, or 3 ants. We need 130 JP, so I got 3 ants, so I'll have truckloads of JP after this, so we good, and we can actually start the speed run.
We can actually get into it now.
So you can see, even though I took deaths, Tin Man got bad encounters, and we're just about still in the same spot anyway, so...
It's a good race to do. Nobody's safe. Lead is never safe. Alright, on we go. So now what we want to do is we're going to make our way through a couple of screens.
Making my way downtown. No? Okay, sorry. Thank you.
So yeah, we're just going through a couple of screens here. We want to go to the next area called Swaki, which is where our 3rd character will live. She's not going to get picked up yet though. We just want to tag it so we can come back to it after we're done our tagging and buying segment.
So yeah, this game does have a fast travel that any town that you go to, you can open up the map and travel back to it. So quite handy for the speed run, because our characters are now in opposite directions from our initial starting town. So we can go and tag one, go and pick up others, and then go back.
This part's pretty boring, so if you got anything you'd like to say, go for it.
We have a $7.40 donation from Des Penguin saying, "Anime! Best of luck, Dahms and Tin Man. Rooting for you guys."
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
How hype is it that we're nearly at $3,000 already for the marathon? That's so dope. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Fair effort.
I know Penguin was rooting for the anime.
Yes, he was definitely down for some Sunday anime.
Alright, first time screwed. Sweet. So basically with what I've just done there is I've scrutinised another villager there, and there is a 3 in 4 chance you will succeed, but I have failed it 4 times in a row.
Oh, I got it first time too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's a 70-something% chance to get it, and this is Pokemon logic where 70% is actually 30%.
So on the next screen here, we're just pretty much going through no encounter there. Nice. Pretty much that's very rare not to get an encounter there. Not that it's dangerous, it's just annoying.
It's just a time loss.
Just a save, pretty much. And we're going to get our first job, which is the warrior, as Dahmsy said, to make Cyrus a chonky boy. And from there, we will be heading into very...
How gross is that encounter?
That's right, you ran first turn.
Yeah, no, but that's just weird to have a piranha and a Schlurpy at the same time.
That was for saying that I deserved all the other encounters, mate. So basically, yeah, from here we're going into very high level, areas. We are all of about level 4, 5,
something like that. But you can see at the bottom of the screen, danger level 17 is the area we're in now. So it does get to the point now where any random encounters, we will die. We will have to go back to the screen transition and try again next time.
But yeah, this is the part sort of where it comes into play that RNG can just ruin your day. Even if you do everything right, that bar may fill up a little bit quicker than you're intending. Something could jump out and just grab you a lot earlier than you're expecting. It happens.
So on this game, thankfully, has a feature where we can save and then quit and come back in, and it does reset the step counter. So we will take full advantage of that whenever we can get to a save point in one of these dangerous areas that we can save. Because if we ran through this entire area, it's guaranteed that you'd get an encounter. So we just take advantage of it and save and quit here so that we can come back and continue on our merry way without getting stonked by people.
Get rumper stomped. All right, so now I'm heading into the cave called Shrine of the Trader. Pretty much, as the name implies, this is where we get the trader job from, which is where we use our second job for Hunt It. Pretty much, as Dahmsy said, 2 Tresses makes things a lot easier with double the hired helps. Just gives us a lot more stuff to work with, and makes runs a lot easier.
We actually need it for the final boss. We can't beat her with single merchant. We need 2 of them. But you'll see that in like half an hour to 40 minutes. So there is a few screens coming up that even though we save and quit out of, we still do risk getting encounters. So we can hope that Tin Man gets some and I don't, even though I just jinxed myself, but whatever. And just so you're all aware, we are actually best mates. We live just down the road from each other and we do race this quite often just at home. So if we badmouth each other, it's all in good fun.
It's all good natured. Yeah, I'll probably go cry in the toilets after this, but yeah, you know.
Me too, but that's only because I'm tired.
All right, scary screens coming up. So basically, I'm going to try and move as optimally as possible around rocks, terrain, and trying to get to the next screen as quickly as possible without hitting anything. Basically, if you hit something,
nice.
Yeah, nice, got through it. But danger level 45. I'm not out of the woods just yet. We got to get to a saving quit point, but we can only hope. We take this chest here as it has a load of money in it. It has 20,000 monies in it.
Dollary dues.
I love when I find
nice.
a chest that just has 12 grand in it.
20 grand.
20 grand
Yep,
even.
$20,000 dues.
It's all right, mate.
It's because it's in Japanese, man.
Really bad at exchange rates.
Nice. All right, so now we're heading through a place called Grandport, basically our biggest trading hub in this game. This is where we're going to be doing some buying for preparation of our next fight. Am I going to get any counter there? No, I'm good. All right, so I'm through all the scary parts now. We should be good.
There's still one more at Mance, but...
Oh, yeah, but in terms of this part here...
Yeah.
So
something we forgot to mention is Tressa's passive, which is she can find money through each screen transition lost by an Unfortunate Soul. Now, Unfortunate Soul is loaded, and we find his money everywhere, and that's actually routed into our money route, that all of these screen transitions. So that is a big reason why you'll look at our money and think we've only opened, a few chests worth of, 25 grand. But you look at our money and we're up around 40 or 50. So it adds up very quick.
Yeah, we couple that with steals and everything that we take from bosses and stuff. There's a few scripted ones that we do need to take. Other than that, the others are pretty just RNG dependent. Makes things a bit easier, a bit smoother for us, but not essential.
No, we have put a few safeties in place for marathons, just because this route is actually outdated. If you get a 3% encounter in 4 of the encounters earlier, you completely change your route, and it's about 10 minutes faster. But I figured you guys didn't want to see the first 9 minutes of the game while we reset 400 times to get a K. I know I'm assuming, but...
Now, after watching this run, the money route, is it pretty forgiving, or?
Yes and no. If you're trying to go for PB, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And without our safeties in, absolutely not. So ideally, without a few safeties that we have that you guys won't notice, but it's just not buying one soul stone and scrutinizing for one instead, then you end up within $100 redos of where you want to be. So it's very tight. So something else that can happen with Tressa is you can get a discount. You do have a 1 in 5% discount for any purchase to give you a discount, which in some places, you know, might save you $20 redos or so, but there is one part coming up later on where if we get a discount there, it makes the money route a lot easier.
Alright, so I've just picked up the third character, Hunnet. She's our hunter, and we take advantage of her skill called Rain of Arrows. It's pretty much an ability that loses 3 arrows on the enemy, and her main role is to take advantage of the enemies that are weak to the arrows and just take 3 off their shield. It can hit anywhere between 3 and 6 times, but mainly it'll hit 3 times, especially because it is level dependent. As to how many times that you do hit, plus chance base as well. So,
and for those of you who aren't South Australian, chance means chance. Yeah, absolutely, man.
So we have a $6.21 donation from Clem saying, "Alola, Tin Man, what is hand?"
Oh, what is hand? What's his hand?
And we also have a very generous $139.68 donation from Tofu Boy saying, "Excited to see my favorite run and excited to see the best character as well. Remember, we're always looking for a bargain. Thank you. Keep it up." And with that, we actually have passed our $3,000 mark. So
yeah!
Thank you so much.
Stonks.
So basically, we're both on the same boss fight now. And this is Gisama. She's not a nice person.
So normally these level 1 bosses have other minions with them, but Gisama doesn't. So the developers were like, okay, we'll just give her 1 million HP.
That's not an exaggeration.
Literally 1 million. We're here for the rest of the run.
Basically, now the whole buying segment that we just did is used for this segment here. All the soul stones that we bought, Gisama takes a load of damage for it, and we just take advantage of the fact that we can do that damage very quickly. We break her as quickly as possible. Now, Dahms, you really got good luck there. But yeah, we want to break enemies at the start of a turn. As if you break it at the end of a turn, it pretty much voids one whole round of damage for you, which can really put you in a sticky situation, especially heading into the last few bosses. So once Gisama's done, we then head over to a place called Boulder Fall, where we get our third character, Dahms' favourite, Therian, the Thief. He's a heckin' cute boy, I believe is the term.
He is, yes. He's everyone's favourite. He is the cutest of all the boys.
Yeah, I see how it is.
Take note. So you might think Tin Man's pulling in front, you know, oh, it's a big lead, oh no, blah, blah. The final boss here, there is 2 bosses actually coming up that are RNG dependent, so turn order dependent, and we could sit here for 9.5 weeks waiting for the right turn order, so no lead is safe in this whatsoever. We've had races where I've been like 3 or 4 minutes behind in the final boss and I end up winning by 3 or 4 minutes, so...
Yeah, no, it's just RNG dependent. In terms of the turn order, again, generally we can try and do as much as we can, but even if you get the perfect turn order to start off with, doesn't mean that everything is all well and good. You're not out of the woods until the fight is over. Something
We did
could
see
go
that
wrong.
with Alter Biscuit's run of Therian.
Yeah.
That he got the right turn order and just messed up slightly in the fight, and then it's GG. You've just got to start again and try again. So, yeah, if we sort of shut up and go focus mode for these two bosses, then we'll make Jimmy talk. He can talk about Harry Potter or something.
Yeah, fun fact, I've never seen this game till about 2 days ago, so...
That's right, I hadn't seen your game until 2 days prior, so we all good.
I'm constantly telling Dahms and Tin Man how beautiful the game actually looks.
This is a very pretty game. If you haven't played it before, pick it up, and you know, if you like JRPGs, it's great. Looks pretty, and the music is just phenomenal. That's my favorite part of the game, is the soundtrack.
And if you don't like the length of JRPGs, I mean, we're showing you how to beat it quickly anyway, so...
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
surely you can take an hour out of your day to beat this game.
I'm going to need concentration time.
Yeah, really hard fight here, guys.
Right, that's one.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, mate. And two. All right, I'm through it.
Yes,
I'm
nice,
through it.
yes. That's actually the easiest
that
fight
is
in the game.
that is the easiest fight in the game. It's 2 soul stones. It's 2 soul stones. One to get rid of the minion, one to get rid of the boss. It's just a quick thing that we do. There is another way to do it. It's just the safety strat that we do just to save time.
The game, because we're in level 1 chapter areas, like enemies scale depending on what chapter they're around. These are level 1 bosses. They don't expect you to have large soul stones at this point. So we take advantage of that, and we can just smack them about with it.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks, mate. Fun fact, that because we can skip cutscenes in this game would actually go for like 4 or 5 hours if we couldn't skip cutscenes. So be thankful for the ability to hold B.
The frame perfect trick.
Now, if you do get a good turn order here, you can go for a steal on this boss. Oh, and that's a Kate. That's a 3% chance. So
I'm going to take it.
you going to take it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe.
So
3% chance, ladies and gentlemen.
you can clap for that. That's pretty rare. So what Kates do is they give you lots and lots and lots of XP and gold and stuff. So Tin Man's going to be a lot higher level than what I am without a Kate, which also makes the final boss a lot easier too, because you've got about 300 more HP.
Another thing we forgot to mention as well, we actually set up a little background deal. The first person, if it happened to get a Kate and kill it, the other person's donating $10 to charity. So thank you, Dahmsy. Real
Welcome.
MVP.
It's alright, I donated $20 towards Japanese because Anime Sunday, so...
Dude, I've donated 50 US for Japanese.
We can't help that the Japanese language pack is better.
I donated like 15 US for Japanese, but Dahmsy had been hyping the chat up about English, and a guy came in and put $74 down for English.
So we had to beat him, we just had to, so... And it's all for charity, so...
That's right. Yeah, go for it.
We have a $29.60 donation from Maverick saying, shout out to Tin Man and Dahmsy from Darwin.
Hey, Maverick.
I'm vibrating. Distraction.
So that is Tin Man's housemate.
Whoops.
Maverick, he's a good dude. Shout out to you, Sean. You're the real MVP. I'm surprised he's up this early. I didn't think he woke up before lunchtime.
You should get him into speedrunning, then there'll be 3 of you.
We've tried.
And I'd just like to say to Maverick, I am distracted. Thank you for that. This is actually a pre-recording, so joke's on you, mate.
Inception. So how are you enjoying your first PAX, Tin Man?
Oh, I'm stoked. I'm just so happy that we got into to a speed run. It's okay. It's a little small, but not very busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been here a few times. This is Tin Man's first time here. I think he's been in Melbourne before, maybe.
Just letting you know, Dahmsy, 3 discounts in a row. 4 discounts in a row.
Well, sucker, that's just extra text boxes.
Money routes nothing. Yeah, it's extremely rare to get one, let alone 4 in a row. So a little bit of a showcase for everybody here.
You don't have to clap for Tin Man, though.
Don't clap for Tin Man.
Oh, someone clapped for you. Now I sad.
You stay in here. He's coming home with me.
Okay, you're going to Darwin.
You're coming Darwin.
Oh, you poor man. Hope you know how to drink.
It's our specialty. All right, so I'm heading towards the first big RNG boss fight here. His name is Omar. We don't like Omar.
No discounts in a row.
You showed me, mate. Clap
Thanks,
for Dahmsy.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, you got less text boxes though.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Saving the frames, boys. Sucker.
Oh.
God,
Menus
you're
are
right.
hard.
Yeah, menus are hard.
This music is slapping. You are correct.
Yeah.
It is a banging track.
So I was going to say that it's actually the Switch that 8 inputs. That's why Tin Man failed that menu. It's not. He's just bad at menus.
No, there is a thing with the save menus. We're not sure why it happens or how it happens. But with the save and quits, especially, sometimes the cursor remembers where you are. Other times it likes to put you in absolutely random spots, which can cause a bit of confusion. I know I've lost runs to this exact save and quit just because it puts me back at the save point and I got an encounter in there.
So there you see there, it put me on slot 2 for some reason. And then coming back in, it's supposed to remember if it's reloading from an auto save or reloading from an actual save and leave you on that file. But sometimes it gets a confuse and just picks anywhere.
It does a dumb.
Did you get an encounter there?
I did and I ran first go. I don't know what this run is anymore.
Yeah. Welcome to what the %?
I'm just showcasing for all these lovely people tuning in live.
So for those of you who did see this Tressa run at GDQ 2 years ago or so, Emilio used to hold the world record for this route, but Tin Man and my PBs are about 6 minutes slower than the old world record, so not too bad.
Right.
I didn't save and quit there, that's awkward. I got distracted by talking.
We're going through I'm going through.
First try runaway. Hey!
Now we go through a very intensive menuing phase here, just before the next fight.
Yeah, so talk during it, that'll make it easier.
It will, yes. Basically, we are trying to equip the jobs that we need to equip and any items, especially for Cyrus, that we need. I'm just going to double check that I got everything. Alright, cool. Alright, so, and then it's a safety save here, and onto Omar. So Omar is a real pain because he is the boss that we need a very good turn order for. Basically, we need either 2 of our characters to go first, or at least 1, and then Omar to go, and then 1 of our own characters. And good, there's 2 of my characters. We got good turn order.
Nice,
Bless
Gary.
RNG. Guys, Nari. Again, not out of the woods entirely.
Yeah, I got 2
just
as
with
well.
Everything. Nice.
Like you said, Dahms, like you guys are getting pretty close now in
Riveting gameplay.
Yeah, so Dahms is now caught up to me. As he before mentioned, no leader's safe. It's just what happens in this game. Again, it all depends on RNG towards the end here as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy us sweating. Oof. and fight. All right. We're through on our first try. I'm very happy about that.
You can clap.
I guess.
You can clap again. So we're both really worried about that fight. That fight can be super trolly. So to get both of us through first try, that's pretty sick. So now we've got sort of a bit of a lull coming into the next one. So we've got a Chapter 3 boss, which you think would be much scarier, but the fight's actually pretty well scripted. We do the same move set no matter what order we get in the boss fight, and it sort of scripts it as long as we don't hit 6 times with Hunnet. So we sort of use this as a bit of a calm down after that stressful fight and before the final boss. So if there is anything that Mr. Hostman would like to say, go right ahead.
No current donations, but just a reminder that we are Oz Speedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For PAX Australia, we're raising money for Child's Play, PAX's charity of choice, a charity dedicated to improving the lives of children in hospitals through the power of play. If you would like to donate, you can either go to donate.ozspeedruns.com, or for those in the audience, we do have a donation tin at the desk up the front as well. Thank you.
So, and just a reminder, guys, we do have a few more incentives for speedruns today. Like, I know that Sonic Mania hasn't been met yet. I think it still needs about $20. So if someone wants to go and put a 20 down so we can increase the length of our marathon by a few minutes, then do that. And we also have a file name for Crash Bandicoot too. I'm just doing a host job while I'm here, and which doesn't have any bids. So if you want to get up on stream and name a file, then go right ahead. You're welcome, Ken. Just go sleep now.
All right, we're heading into Victor's Hollow, this is called. This is where the big...
You're a Victor's Hollow.
This is where the big... the big discount can...
So it's this one here. If you get a good discount on this shield...
There it is!
But because of our safeties that we have in place, we don't actually need that discount.
No.
So, sucker.
And the cape that I got, and...
Yeah, extra text boxes. What a
Stupid.
pleb. Man, you're a
right.
Goldfinger. You are just getting blessed on this run, man.
Yeah, right?
Dude, he could give Rick Harrison a run for his money, I think.
So this screen that we're on here, we need to get 3 chests. And as you can see, danger level 48. It is very dangerous here. And we also get very close to guaranteed encounter by the time we get to that 3rd chest. So it's not uncommon to get encounters here. I think with Tin Man's submission video, I think he got 3.
Oh, yes, I did get 3. I was on a really good pace. And then I got 3 in a row. It was rough, but it happens.
No one gets encounters there. I've actually never gotten an encounter there, and Tin Man gets them like once every 2nd run.
At least. So now we're just skipping through some more cutscenes. Then we pretty much head off to the next fight called Venom Tooth. Now, build a mental picture. Bet you can't guess what Venom Tooth looks
Craig's
like.
here. He said he wasn't going to be here. Hi, Craig.
Craig, the real MVP.
He's our Kiwi friend. He's a good dude.
Something that just caught my eye on the screen was it said press the D-pad to hear travel banter.
Oh, no, that's press plus. Press
Yes.
plus for travel banter.
Yeah, fun fact, I actually did spend a good 10 minutes the first time I saw that, pressing every button on the D-pad and wondering while I was moving.
Pleb. So all that does is that allows you to get some dialogue between your characters, and it sort of enriches the story, but it also wastes time and is boring.
You're so jaded.
But I hope everyone is awake and ready for day 3 of PAX. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have some cool speedruns coming up after ours, because this one's not cool. What is coming up as the next runs, Ken? Mics are hard.
Hosting's hard.
So next up, we do have Sonic Mania Plus, 80% Tails by Riker. And like Dom said, we do have an incentive for that. By the end of the run, if we get another $18, then he'll be able to showcase the true final boss, Egg Reverie, at the which will add an extra 3 minutes to the run.
Nice.
So someone come and slap a 20 down. Let's do it.
All right, no encounter there, Dahms. That's good.
I might
Nice.
take up your offer.
It's for charity, people. Slap a 20.
Do I have a 20? I do. Jimmy, the real MVP.
Yeah, Jimmy, you the real MVP. Let's hear it, guys.
Jimmy %.
You're a mic behind you. Just throw it at Ken. He'll pick it up.
All right, so since I didn't break Venom Tooth Tiger, this fight is pretty much now scripted from here on out. We know exactly what we're doing.
You might.
Pretty much, yeah, unless something goes horribly wrong in terms of luck-based, we're pretty much set. All right, cool.
Yay. So optimally we want to be at 2 shields here because that guarantees hitting with 1,000 spears here because that's a minimum of 3. And yeah, from here it's a pretty well scripted fight unless you derp.
Unless you derp hard.
Which is always a possibility.
Oh, yes.
We are from Darwin. Hey, I'm just saying what people are thinking.
So basically, the whole thing around this fight here, the whole script behind it, is we need to steal a large olive of life, and we need to collect off this boss fight. This is one of the scripted boss fight steals, and basically we need to get them as low as possible. So the routing is that everything we do gets that steal and collect chance to 100%, so we physically cannot miss it.
It does, so all of the damage that we do is what gets it there. So it just so happens that doing 4 times vets and then 3 times vets gets that the steal and the collect both to 100%. So somewhat handy, but sometimes unlucky crits can be bad.
Yes. And furthermore, just because it's a high chance doesn't mean anything. As you're about to see.
In the final boss fight, we go in there with 90k, which is enough to do 3 veteran soldiers, but we need to do 4 to kill her. So what we do is we do 3, and then we steal from her and then beat her up some more. However, after 3, it only gets you to an 88% chance of steal, and the amount of times I have missed that steal because Pokemon logic, thanks Nintendo. So hopefully I don't miss it. If it does, it actually ruins it. You do have to take a death and try again. Just so you know, Tim, man, you're on mad PB pace. Now he's nervous.
Thanks for that.
Mental warfare.
88, cool. So for this selling segment here, you want to be on 87,800. That is the minimum you need to be on. As in the next few screens, you, as Dahms explained before, Unfortunate Soul, our favourite person of this run, will drop enough money in the sewers that we're about to go into to make up that deficit to get us the 90,000 that we do need for the last boss fight.
What do I need? 87,200.
I thought it was 87.8. Just go off at 88. You'll be right.
Look, press plus for travel banter.
That was totally not a mistake.
No, it was. I was just trolling.
I'm fully convinced that if you press plus, it would just be you two talking.
Pretty much.
We are travel banter.
Press for travel banter. They pop up, say travel banter, and go away again. Now, encounter here, please no. Alright, no encounter there. The amount I get an encounter there as well is ridiculous. As Dahms mentioned, my PB is like 2 minutes better than his. Yet, on average, I get about 1,000 more encounters than he does.
Yeah, you just lucked out with your PB hard. We are actually a similar skill level. You just got really lucky run.
That's what he tells himself.
It helps me sleep at night. So as you can see, it's been back and forth the entire run, but we are both getting to the final boss at the same time.
Which is pretty much unheard of in our races.
Yeah, normally someone gets a huge lead and then dies to Esme 4 million times.
All right, come on, be nice.
So you want to see Cyrus first here. Hunt it first is sort of unwinnable.
Yeah.
So you just
take the death. This is where the run comes down to. She hits like a truck, as you can see, because we are
like I
level
said,
14.
we should be level 50 here, but we most certainly are not.
It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. But that's okay. That's why we save up the top there. Just so we can pretty much get straight back into that fight. We're not losing much time. We know when a fight is pretty much unwinnable. And yeah, just get straight back into it. This is the part where you guys can plug and read donos and everything if host is listening.
He's not.
Nope.
Ken, do a backflip. If you don't reply, you got to do a backflip. Oh, no reply.
Yeah.
You just got conned into doing a backflip, by the way.
You weren't listening.
Said if you didn't respond, you had to do a backflip, and you didn't respond. Yeah, for sure, man. We're just trying to beat up the final boss and dying and dying and dying and dying and dying. So any donos for the next few minutes, go for it.
We have a $1.48 donation from Anonymous saying, Crash file name Tin Man, let's get a bid war going. And a $29.60 donation from Maverick saying, shout out to Tin Man and Dahmsy, love you both equally and I have 0 favorites. But also good luck Dahmsy, smash him.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Sean.
Oh my gosh. How you doing, friend?
Science is hard.
So Dahms is on an okay turn order here. He's heading towards
Phase
the
2,
first,
the worst
phase
phase.
being done. But again, nothing safe. A late turn order that's bad can also ruin this fight. But all power to you, man.
Thanks, hun. She small sword or big sword?
Second phase, big sword. Oh no.
We do this every time. It was big sword. Rip.
Yeah, big sword, second phase.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you for the help.
Did I not say that?
No.
Oh.
Oh, rip.
So that'll be pretty much run fight over for the most part, unless he can.
He's tossing it out.
He's going to try for the reds.
Let's go for the biscuit. 5 strikes. Oh, nice.
That is unfortunate. No. Okay, that's over.
Yeah, mine's done here too.
Again, this is just the run. Esmeralda is the brick wall. This is where runs die. Pretty much, you know, as you saw pretty much through the entire run, we'll get some really good luck. And this is where it all just all comes undone, unfortunately, sometimes. You got it?
No, no. So I got the steal, I just have to break her again, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's 4. You get 3. But you can't break it with Therian.
Start at next turn's Tressa.
Yeah, you should be right.
I'm going to res. No,
oh
I'm not.
my gosh.
I'm just going to make it 3 to make sure I get it. So this should be the last 4 hits on the final boss.
Yep. Nice.
Nice, Gary. So it's not time for me yet. Time for me is in 32 seconds from now. Count. Don't really. So as most speed games, it goes on the last inputs, and we have a small section here where we need to run around and go to the final cutscene triggers. Rip. Stairs are hard. Stairs are hard. So timers when the B bar fills up on the cutscene on the beach. So it's 2 cutscenes from now. You don't have to stop the timer, but time.
No, this
Looks
is
like I'm buying Dahmsy a beer tonight.
Yeah. For sure, man.
Oh yeah, you got playing time.
So sad.
This is going horribly.
We have a $22.20 donation from Rich. No comment. And
Thanks, man.
a $14.80 donation from Mrs. Tin Man. Sorry, Dahmsy, but my name Tin Man is my favorite.
Boo.
Might be a typo.
Well, you support the loser.
This is
So, and that-
actually
and
going horribly wrong.
That is just, like I said, a part of this run is that,
my
oh, wow.
That's the 3rd time that's happened.
Is no matter where we get to in this run, it's all Esmeralda dependent, and Tin Man was in front by 2 or 3 minutes there at one point and just got bad RNG, and
Still getting bad RNG.
yeah, I just managed to luck my way through that fight. My fight wasn't optimal. I lost about 2 minutes in my fight, but the main thing is I killed her. So I think that's death 426.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And counting. That's okay, because my biggest fear is that we're going to get gypped between now and her.
Yeah.
And we're going to, maybe go overestimate. Oh, thank goodness.
Go on, we want 4 hits here, guys. Let's go. Oh, no. Rip. Oh. Oh, see, all that Kate luck.
Yeah, it's all gone.
Everything that you did. No, you can still do it here.
Yeah,
And then res with Hunnet.
yeah.
And then defend and then armor corrosive on next turn.
How am I going to do that damage?
You'll make it work. You got this.
That'll do.
Oh, great turn order. So, yep. And then let's hope for no 5. That's great.
All
and
right.
then res, just to be safe.
Damn, if only this had happened earlier.
Yeah, right. We would have actually had a race on our hands. So large pom, large pom. And let's hope that you're not short damage. Because you do have the right turn order. If you hit all of them, get the steal, you should be golden.
No, it's not right turn order, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 100 then. Yeah, okay. No, it's
No, it's not. No, they need to be reversed. No, I'll go for it. I did it.
77.
Yay, we got the steal. No 88%. Don't do it. You're already short damage.
Yeah, okay.
You need to full vets. So just don't bother. Just smack it with something.
Yeah.
You still got plenty of time, man. Don't stress. And you've still got 2 armor corrosive on, so full, yes. No, res and then defend. You don't need to go full because you've got Cyrus. So just go 1 to guarantee it.
Alright, yeah. That was so messy. I'm just going to defend.
Yep.
And then armor corrosive.
Armor corrosive, yeah.
Alright. Should be 4 on all 4 hits. There we go.
Yay!
Very sorry, everybody.
We're still well under estimate, and I mean that's why our estimate's so high. Our PBs are in the 54 to 51.5 minute range, but we have an hour 10 just because that can happen, that you get bad turn order over and over again. I think in the entire time we've been playing this, we've only ever had 1 run go over an hour 10, so real time is coming up very shortly.
I guess it's just part of the game. Like,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's very RNG, yeah. All right, 2 cutscenes. Last one.
Cutscene and
Time.
cuties.
Thank you. All right, thanks, guys. That was Octopath Traveler, Tressa, any percent. If you do want to get into this game, there is a really cool Discord that has every speedrun broken up into its own categories. If this is your thing and, 50 minutes, all good, or you can do a 5-hour run and do Galdera, whatever floats your boat. But thank you for joining us here on day 3. It's been a pleasure to come all this way to speedrun for you all, and have a wonderful day 3.
Thank you to ASM for having us here. It's been a pleasure. Big shout outs to everybody back home watching us, to my partner Libby, Maverick for donating, my family. So thanks, guys. Thanks to ASM and everybody here watching.
Thanks, PAX.
So this is Dahms, Tin Man, and I'm Jimmy Boy.